In finance the world over, the mantra is work hard, play hard. But for two bankers, their play is 100% hard work. They dedicate their downtime to tennis and at the highest level, playing for Hong Kong. Bulgarian-born Ognian Kolev and Taiwanese-American Philip King spend the week plugged into the high-octane intensity of trading the financial markets. But at the end of the day, they and their colleagues go separate ways. No sundowners for them. It's forehand, backhand, serve and volley. And again, and again, and again. The aim? Davis Cup glory for Hong Kong. Now in most cases, 34-year-old Kolev and 32-year-old King are playing full-time professionals, almost half their age, and with all the time in the world to practice.
Yeah, I think in a way we're a little bit disadvantaged, but that's life. I mean, we try to do as best we can, and we are the best in Hong Kong, so I think we just got to take it for what it is, and we have less hours to dedicate towards training. We have to do it after work, but we still do it, and so we try to squeeze 5 hours into 3. It's no different than anybody else. Some things are stacked up against you, but you just got to deal with it, and no excuses.
In 2013, that training paid off. After relegation the year before to the Cup's Asia-Oceania Group 3, Hong Kong won all of its Pool A matches, finished on top, and won promotion back to Group 2. This year, though, the bar is raised on the quality of the players and length of the matches. It's the best of 5-set matches, not just 3. So what do they apply to the court that they need on the trading floor?
I think that being able to analyze the situation and see what your strategy, whether your strategy is working, why it's not working. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to believe in the decisions that you make are the right decisions, and along the course of the match or along the course of the day in the markets you need to make some adjustments. I'm extremely lucky to be doing what I do. I wouldn't trade it for anything else.
Kolev was a professional on tour for 3 years before following a career in finance. He is now equity researcher for Pennsylvania-based brokers Susquehanna, while King, in equity sales at Barclays, was a 2-time US Open junior champion and 4-time All-American at Duke University. King's career drew him against legends of the future, namely 14-time Grand Slam winner Pete Sampras. And talent for tennis runs in the King genes.
Well, yes, my sister Savanya won the 2010 Wimbledon and US Open women's doubles. She's been as high as 3 in the world in doubles and top 50 in singles, a regular all the Grand Slams. So she definitely has a career that's far better than mine has or ever will be in tennis. And we do joke about it from time to time. I tell her she's never won a US national championship, and then she tells me I don't have a Grand Slam trophy.
His sister is not the only winning woman in King's life. He somehow finds time to captain the women's Fed Cup team, and with great success. Only a month ago, King guided them on an unbeaten run to victory and promotion to Asia-Oceania Group 1. That's after 6 years in Group 2. For his Davis Cup, 2013 has been tough. The last time Hong Kong played in Group 1 was 20 years ago, and hopes of a return will have to wait, because this year is now about fighting for survival. Their all-important first-round match was caught up in the election unrest of Thailand, and the game had to be postponed from Bangkok to the less intense but no less partisan Phuket. Hong Kong lost 4-1. Next and last, it's Indonesia in the first weekend of April. For both teams, it's a must-win.
It's going to be huge for us. Ogi and I battled through, Hong Kong battled through the Davis Cup in Dubai last year. We spent a week in 40-plus heat. And just to make it up to the group to be able to play these countries who haven't been down there ever. And so for us, we really want to do really well. And it's going to be a huge game. It's in Indonesia, most likely Jakarta, very hostile crowd. And they're not going to want to go down and have to play in Dubai either. So it's going to be very challenging.
Indonesia come up against a doubles force to be reckoned with. 2 players who know each other's games inside out, compete intensely and are best friends off the court.
That was awesome. Good job. Let's get ready for Indonesia. Absolutely. All right, take care.
So guys, Indonesia is coming up.
Yeah.
Obviously it's a big deal. How are you going to be different in your strategy, which you can't really reveal too much of it, compared to Thailand or before?
Well, I think for us, I think we'll have to make a few adjustments. I think, for us training-wise, we did about as much as we could. But I think tactically we'll do a few things differently. without going into too much details, we'll work on it. Possibly, when we play against guys that haven't seen us before, we'll try to show a different side of our game.
Who's a better player?
Philip.
Nah, Ogie.
Philip.
Who's got the better serve?
Ogie.
Better backhand?
Absolutely Philip. Dominant.
Forehand?
Ogie.
And at the net?
Phil.
So it's
Plus
even,
hands.
even still. So as a doubles team, is this the best partnership that you guys have been involved with?
Yeah, I think we go out there, we know our strengths, we know our weaknesses, we try to exploit our strengths and minimize our weaknesses, and we've done a good job of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that helps us when we play the doubles is we get along off the court exceptionally well. So we can, without talking too much, we can understand what another's thinking, and the balance on the tennis court is very high between the two of us.
So this is an average day. You've
Yeah.
done a very long day's work. You've come here. You're on your own again, and it's a big sacrifice, isn't it?
I don't look at it that way. For us, I think it's the opportunity of a lifetime. Not many people like us to be working during the day and then to represent a country. Even though it's not our country by birth, the honour is immense.
What if one of you is in a bad mood or had a bad day? Does it?
Oh, I think that we're quite professional, and we come out here and we want to train hard because we see the ultimate goal of the competition, and the preparation for that is important.
So this is like a release, isn't it?
It definitely is. I think the days are long, and it is finance. I'm on the trading floor, but it's a good release. It's a smart release. It's healthy. Giving back to our country, giving back to our community, and all in all, it's a great way to go out and do something good.
How big a deal was it to come up the group last year?
It was absolutely massive. I think, for one, not only just for us, but also for the next generation of kids, we were able to bring them along and also train with them and kind of show them the ropes a bit. And hopefully it's not just about us this year or next year, it's about the next generation after us.
And you're actually coaching kids, aren't you? You're very active and involved in that.
Yes, I coach, I'm the captain for the Hong Kong Women's Fed Cup team, and so I do coach the national teams as well. And I think, all of this goes together. It's not just me, it's not just Ogie, it's all of us as a community in tennis and in finance as well.
When you play the youngsters on the tour, the 19-year-olds again, do you feel old?
No, I've got a lot of legs in me.
Is it all
Got a lot of
mental?
strength. I think the experience comes into it in critical moments of the match. But the pressure is probably more on them because they're playing a guy who shouldn't be there, statistically.
Is that how you feel?
I think I've been that young guy before, and when you're young, you think you're invincible, and I think for us, we've been there before, so we know what they're thinking. They might not know what it feels like to be old.
That mutual confidence and trust in their doubles unit could be the biggest threat for Indonesia, and of course their unwavering focus on a win. And it may be no surprise that their favourite players are known for their never-say-die warrior spirit.
Thomas Muster has inspired me the most. A guy that he suffered a tremendous injury, and he was told he was never going to be able to walk again, let alone play tennis. But he proved to everybody that he can do it, and he became #1 after recovering.
So it's all about guts for you, isn't it?
It's about believing in yourself, and no matter what everybody else tells you, you got to stand up for what you believe in.
I really like Rafael Nadal, and actually it's easy to say now because people are like, oh, he's been #1 in the world. But actually I really liked him. It was because of the stuff that he did prior to being #1. When Federer was #1 for 5 years, it's pretty tough mentally to stay out there and keep pushing yourself when somebody's been better than you for 5 years until you finally break through. I like guys like that. I kind of see myself as a guy that was never really #1, but took a long time and kind of developed late, but really put the time in and used hard work to finally get there. So I really appreciated the fact that he spent 5 years at #2, but still was dedicated to push himself to be just a little bit better. So the next time you're winding down with a cold one after work, think of two bankers sweating it out on a tennis court, intent on victory. Bed, sleep, work, and they're out to do it all over again. John Dawson, Bloomberg.